Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's another day, another video, and it has been a minute since I did a sit down video, so forgive me if it's a bit off because I haven't done this in like a year plus. So yeah, but tonight, okay, I had a video planned out for today. Like as you watch this, I had a video. I was saying, sorry about that. As I was saying, I had a video planned out for today for you guys, but then I found myself in a fix. Okay, not in a fix. What can I say? Okay, let me explain. So today, as you're watching this, I have been invited to go and support a grieving parent, someone who has lost a child, and today is their burial, or as in it's the funeral of the baby, of the child. She was a 2-year-old child, and I'm sorry to use this like story. It's not a clout. I'm not using this for any gain. I just felt like I needed to share this information with you guys because since around 7 p.m. tonight, I just kept myself wondering, as in I kept wondering, how am I gonna support her? How am I gonna, what am I supposed to tell her? What am I supposed, I have gone to like these regular meetings that people go to, like matanga, that people go to before, like to plan for the funeral and everything. And at that moment, there are so many people there, there are so many people comforting the parents, there's so many conversations going on, so you don't actively find yourself like in a position where you have to talk to the person. But then tomorrow I was requested to be by her side as the day progresses. So in my head, like I have been in, like actually when the person who approached me asked me, the first thing I asked myself is, what was I supposed to do? Like, how am I'm a very emotional person, by the way. Naturally, I do cry a lot over anything. When I'm happy, I cry. When I'm sad, I cry. When I'm see somebody crying, I cry. Like I cry a lot. So I was wondering, of what help will I be to someone who needs me to be stronger, like, yeah. So the entire day today, I have been disturbed. Like I have been telling my brother, I need to find out what I should not say, what I should say to them, how am I supposed to comfort them. It is the most difficult time of their life. So as I was like doing my own research, I was like, how many other people out there are like asking the same thing? You know someone who has lost a child. And today I just want to talk about losing a child, because losing a friend or a relative or anyone else, a parent, a grandparent, is not anywhere close to losing a child. And I'm saying that because I am a mom. I'm saying that because I have people close to me who have lost children and I can see their pain. And also because people don't take the death of a child as seriously as they take of an adult, which is so sad. And I feel like that is something we should like address. You get, like, yeah. So that is why I'm here today. And yeah, I needed to share with you what I have found out about comforting a grieving parent, or what not to say or what to say to them, how to offer your support. And yeah, I hope this will be a helpful video. I wasn't planning on doing this video on any of my Vlogtober vlogs, but since it's part of my day, like it has come and it is here, and I have like been struggling. I'm like, how many other of you out there want to know the same thing? So here's a breakdown of the things that you could say to a grieving parent, and things that you should avoid saying to them. Okay, for those who are new here, my name is Alice Rito. I do family-based content. Finally, I have found a title for my niche, because I usually feel like I'm all over the place, but lately I have come to like appreciate the fact that I involve my family a lot in my videos. So I want to say my channel is a family-based content channel, and I do vlogs around my family. I do routines, I do motherhood journey, I do real talks around family, like marriage and everything. So yeah, if that is your kind of content and you're new here, you haven't subscribed yet, kindly consider subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always supporting my channel, for always coming back to watch another of my videos. If you find this content useful to you or to someone close to you, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if I leave anything out, or if there's something you would want to add to what I will say tonight. So welcome or welcome back. let's get into this video. So as I was going through my research, my mind went back to like a couple years back when my sister lost her kid. She had a baby and lost the baby within like the first 2 weeks of birth, and it was so sad and super sad, and it was during the corona period. I am sorry to start with a story time because I know maybe you want us to get direct to the point, but I need to give substance to this whole vlog, and so that you can see where I'm coming from. Okay, so when my sister lost her daughter, everybody was confused because one, we couldn't physically be there for her, and two, it hadn't happened before, like in our family, like to someone so close to us. So it was hard to find the right words to comfort her over the phone, and even when we went to see her eventually, because we broke all those protocols and we had to be there for her. And you could find yourself wondering, what am I supposed to say? Like, you're sitting there next to her, she's sad and everything, or she's just silent, and you're like, I need to say something, but what do I say that makes her feel better? Because that is all you be thinking about when you want to comfort somebody. Like, what can I say to make them less, like, to suffer less, to feel that loss less? Okay, but then now today, as I was doing that research, I have realized sometimes it is not about making them feel the pain less. Sometimes it is more about validating their pain and actually permitting them to experience the grief in their own way. Okay, allowing them to feel it the way they want to feel it without you like trying to channel them in a certain direction of grief or mourning. Okay, so letting them be the way they are at the moment that you are with them is one of the best ways you can support someone. Okay, so support, let me start with what you can say, what you can say to them, so that I will finish up with what you can't say to them. So what a grieving parent needs is your support in terms of being there for them and having an open-ended offer of being there. For example, you could tell them, I am here for you. In case you need anything, just know you can count on me. But then that is too general. And at that point in time, because of all the confusion and all the pain they're going through, they could not know exactly what they need you to do for them. Okay, so it's easier for you to look at what they actually need at that point in time and offer to do it. Okay, so instead of saying, hey, let me know if you need anything, they probably don't have the time to think about what they need at that time. Look at them and be like, they haven't eaten since morning because they have been in a sad, like, yeah, make them something. Okay, or offer to make them something. Tell them, hey, I want to make lunch. Do you feel like eating anything? Will you want to eat eggs? Will you want to drink a cup of cocoa? You know, like, offer them something specific. Don't necessarily ask them what they need. Okay, because at that time they don't, like, they're not in the right mindset to know exactly what they need, right? So that is one. Offer open-ended, like, solutions and options for them to feel supported. So two, you can offer your sincere condolences. Okay, somebody said you don't necessarily have to have related to that child, or maybe you hadn't even gotten a chance to go and see that child at the time that they pass away, but as a human being, there is a way you feel the pain of someone else. Show empathy to them. Okay, don't tell them, I just brought in what not to say. Don't tell them you understand what they feel. Instead, offer something like, I am so sorry for your loss. That alone goes a long way. Yeah, just be sincerely sorry for their loss. You might not even want to add anything to that. Just let them know you're sorry for their loss, and actually you kind of empathize with them. Okay, so that is another thing, like, offer sincere condolences. That goes a long way. So number three, you can make a point to acknowledge that the child's life was important. Okay, don't be there trying to play it like the child was a lesser human because the child was younger than an adult or something like that, you know. So make sure that they know that you acknowledge that the child was a huge part and a significant part of their life. Whether it is, you cannot do it like immediately at that point, but let them talk about the child significantly as much as they want and support them in that. Okay, validate their child's life because it meant something to them, be it that they had spent a few days with them, be it like they had spent months or just a few years. Their child was important since the day the child was conceived. Okay, so yeah, so let's get to what brought me here today, like what not to say to a grieving parent. So I have like 10 points that I have gathered. Point number 1, don't tell a grieving parent that at least the child is in a better place, or the child is in heaven, or the child is with Jesus, or blah blah. Like there's no brighter side to death. So don't go there telling a parent like at least they are in no more pain, at least what. There is no brighter side to death. They will give anything to have the child here with them than to a place like it's not even ascertained, like you're saying, yeah, they're in heaven, or they're in a better place. How do you know? Okay, anyway, that's not the point. Point is don't let them feel like the death is justified. Okay, so don't use the term at least they are in a better place, or at least there's no brighter side to death, especially at that point in time when they are grieving. Okay, so avoid that statement at all costs. Do not make it about yourself. Don't tell them you know how they feel, because trust me, you don't. Even if you have lost a child of your own, don't bring your story into their story. It's their time to grieve. It's their time to mourn. Do not make it about yourself. Do not lessen their loss by bringing in the loss of a parent, a friend. Don't make it about you. Don't dilute their pain or their loss by making it about you or someone else's loss. If the grieving parent has another child or other children, please do not tell them at least you have other children, at least you have another child. The loss of one child is not made any less significant just because there is another child in the house, because every child had their own identity in the family. Every child had a role or a part that they were playing in the family that cannot be replaced by any other child. So you telling them at least you have other children, fine. To you it might seem like it's a comfort to them that they have other children, but don't make them feel like they're being ungrateful for their living children because they are mourning their dead child. Does that make sense? I think I'm making able. Let me know in the comment section or right here if I'm making sense. Like, stop making grieving parents feel like they are being ungrateful that they have other children, or they're being ungrateful because they're mourning a loss of one child and they have 4 others. Do you understand what I mean? Let them mourn separately from being grateful. Stop putting gratitude, like forcing gratitude down their throat, especially at the time when they're mourning. Let me say, if like the parents are married, stop telling them at least you have each other. They know they have each other, and it is easier maybe for the grief process when you have somebody to share the emotions with. But that aside, they would rather not be the both of them at that point only. They would rather be having their child with them, celebrating milestones, like looking forward to the future of that child together, planning for the future with that child together. You telling them at least you have each other makes it seem like the child was not even a significant part of their life. So yeah, don't tell them at least. Like my first point, there is no brighter side to death. So stop making it seem like there is a replacement for that child at that point in time. Okay, avoid bringing religious quotations at that point in time. I know most people feel like the Bible is encouraging, Bible verses are encouraging, teachings are encouraging, religious doctrines are encouraging at that point. But truth is, when you're in pain, all you care about is the question why. Okay, so you bringing in points like God had a plan, God has a plan. What wicked God wants you to feel that much pain? That is what you feel at that point. Okay, so there's no way you're telling me God planned for you to be pregnant for 9 months, deliver a healthy baby, stay with the baby for a few days, a few hours, and then the child dies, or a few years and the child dies. What cruel God would want you to go through that much pain? You understand? So it is not okay for you as the supportive person who is right beside the grieving parent to tell them that it's all God's plan. It's not. The death of a child is tragic. The death of a child is unfair. The death of a child is premature. So there's no way you're saying God is a God of premature plans. There is no way. If anything, God is a God of prosperous plans, and you can't tell me there's something prosperous about a child just hitting their first year milestones and then just dying on you. I am not here to debate on your religious beliefs or on faith or anything, don't get me wrong, but before you tell a parent who is grieving that God has a plan, please, you would rather be silent. Okay, again, on the religion, please don't tell people like God that gives their strongest warriors sijui battles, sijui their hardest battles. Nobody wants to go to the battlefield, especially a battlefield that includes losing a loved one. So please don't use that statement. Don't use it at all. Also, now the next point, don't tell parents, especially the young couples who maybe have 2 kids or 1 kid, or who have just lost their first kid, don't tell them at least you're young, you're gonna have other kids. First of all, in the modern like world we're living in, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna have a baby just because you had a baby before. It is hard just bringing a child into this world now than it was before. I don't know. And then 2, even if they plan on having other kids before, there is a hole that is left by this child who has died that is irreplaceable. So there is no way you are telling them, like, the children who are gonna come are not a replacement for the one who is gone. And just because there is hope in the future does not lessen the pain now. Point number, I think number 7 at this point, I have lost track. Please stop telling like grieving parents, at least you lost them earlier on, at least they hadn't gone to school yet, or at least they are not, at least they haven't left other kids, at least they haven't. There's no at least in death, and I have said that a million times over. Losing a child at 1 day old, a few hours old, 2 years old, 1 year old, 5 years old doesn't make it any less painful than losing a 35-year-old who left 4 kids behind. Every life matters, and the memories that you create with that, the bond, the love, everything, so long as you got to experience something with that child, you need to grieve, you need to mourn. And yeah, please do not give a timeline to the grieving parents. Please don't tell them the stages of grief. Oh, sijui anger, oh, right now you're in denial. Oh, they don't need to get that. They don't need to understand what they're going through right now. They just need to go through it. So don't go there analyzing them, telling them, oh, right now you're angry, oh, right now you're in denial, oh, sijui wait. Let them grieve in their own way. Plus, grief is not a straight line. One day they'll be okay, the next day they're not okay. A few hours in they're crying, a few hours in they're laughing, a few hours, you get, like, it's not a straight line where you get from you are broken to you're healed. Plus, the loss of a child you never get over. It permanently changes you. Please let me know in the comment section if you have lost a child, and I'm so sorry to you, how it changed you and how you're coping. And is there anything that made you like be where you are today? Are you in a better place? Are you going through it now? Share with anyone else who will want to hear it from someone who has experienced, because everything I'm telling you right now is what I have been trying to understand from the research I have done. Okay, and when it comes to offering support, do not tell the person that, do not ask them what they will want you to do. Like, I am here, what do you want me to do? I had spoken about this in what you can say in the previous like before, I will repeat it again. Don't go asking them, what do you need me to do for you? They do not know what they want you to do for them. It is a new experience for them. And even if maybe it's not a new experience, maybe they have been through it before, it's a new experience because it's a different child. Okay, so instead of that, don't be general, be a bit more specific. Offer to do something for them that will make their life easier at that point in time. You could even probably tell them, I am planning to do your laundry tomorrow, is that okay with you? And then they will realize, oh, but they haven't had time to do laundry, and they will be like, that's okay. Maybe you can offer to cook them dinner that day, and they will be like, that's okay. You get, like, offer practical solutions to make their life less complicated at that point, like to make it easier for them at that point. So that is the main focus, not to take away their loss, not to take away their pain, but to lessen the burden of having to deal with every other day-to-day like life or routine. I really love African like society and how we handle like that burial preparation period, because members of the society are literally just come and take over the home, and those who are affected directly by the loss don't have to deal with every, you know, day-to-day things that are happening. What are people eating, what are people drinking, where are they sitting, where are they sleeping, they don't deal with all that. Okay, and I'm grateful for that. But now that we are in a town or we are in the city, most of our cultures are maybe different, but I'm thankful that Africanacity doesn't go like way off. We still get time to like meet up and do all those things. So if you have a neighbor, if you have someone like who is affected like that, offer practical solutions to their day-to-day life, make their life easier. Lastly, do not say nothing. Does that make sense? Don't just stare, don't just be there and act indifferent to the loss that they are having. That does not help at all. Okay, like I said before, just telling them how sorry you are, just expressing your sincere condolences could go a long way. Okay, so you could let them know that you're sorry for their loss, and then just be. But don't go into a room full of people grieving and you're seated there, or you're on your phone, or you're taking that opportunity to take photos for social media. But that is something that has been happening lately on social media, and no offense, pisses kind of me off, because you find like burials and funerals have become road trips, and people tend to just go there to either to like to be seen that they were there, or to let other people know that they were there. And I'm not saying it's bad to take photos. We do take photos, and I do take photos in funerals and burials and everything. People do have fun there, they laugh, they eat, they drink and everything. But if you did not take any form of support to the family, at least the least you can do is show sincere condolences to them. Okay, don't go there and be a snob. Don't go there and just do your content, like your TikTok content or your social media content, and then you go. Yeah, be human, be empathetic enough to respect the pain that they are going through. Don't normalize death. Yeah, is that a thing? Yeah, I am hoping I have helped you. Like, in case you are required to be with someone, I hope not, because no one wishes death upon anyone. But in case you are in a position where you are required to comfort a grieving parent, or you're required to be there to show support, or to, you know, go through the grief with them, at least I hope I have helped you with that 1 or 2 points of what to say, what not to say, how to carry yourself. But the most important thing I would say is trust your instincts, trust your gut. If you're human enough, and if you have a living conscience, like if your conscience is not dead, you will know at what point to talk and what to say at that point. And you will also know when you're not required to talk. And yeah, so just trust your gut and go with it. Okay, so that said, this is in memory to the baby girl we're going to lay to rest today, and I wish the family well. and I hope that they find peace. I would want to cover another topic in regards to the same, but maybe in a different video. Let me know in the comment section below if you will want us to discuss that. Maybe I can come on here live on YouTube and we can just discuss it, talking about how couples get over the loss of a child. Because trust me, the couples that I know who have lost children, most of them end up either breaking up or not being together, and I do not understand what happens. I really want to do a lot of research on that, because it bothers me that, like, grief should bring people together, but it tends to draw people apart, and I will want to talk about that. So let me know in the comment section if that is something you would want us to cover. So yeah, thank you so much for watching to this part. I really hope you have learned a thing or two, and yeah, I will see you now in my next video. Rest in peace to all the children, to all the angel babies, thanks to all the moms who have lost children, and everyone who is going through a grieving process, whoever it is, a significant other, a parent, a grandparent, whoever you're mourning at this point. May God give you grace, may their souls rest in eternal peace, and yeah, may you find the grace to move forward and the strength to work through your grief. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching to this point. I know I haven't done a sit down video in so long, but I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.